Hey, what's going, Nick fans? Salute here to return to the Knicks podcast here on the BX Sports JEDI Network. Happy Saturday afternoon, a beautiful Saturday in March. I am BX Sports JEDI Kev. Of course, I wanted to make a video on the return of the Knicks. As you look at the thumbnail, we're going to talk about Julius Randle. It's going to be a Julius Randle centric podcast here. TikTok is Julius Randle imploding the Knicks playoff run or their team chemistry. There's a lot of back and forth with Julius Randle. I'm going to give you my opinion, my take. Again, you don't have to agree with me. This is what makes us all special, makes us all an individual. That makes you, that what makes me BX Sports JEDI, because we all have different of opinion, different point of views, different outtakes, different watch. Now, let's start off with the most recent outburst for Julius Randle. It was against right here in my backyard, against the Orlando Magics, with Emmanuel Quickly. Now, this did not look really good. This looked terrible, to be honest with you. It was atrocious. Of course, Julius Randle being restrained, not trying to pick up a technical foul. The Knicks are struggling. You know, they come out losing a couple games in a row. We all know the narrative. We know, and of course, you see where Emmanuel Quickly is only a second-year player, folks. He's acting like the grown-up here. I understand Julius Randle, he plays with a lot of physicality. He is a strong 6'9", 220-plus pounds power forward who is a bull, who was getting mauled underneath the basket. I'm going to give Julius Randle a lot of flowers here in this moment. He was getting butchered underneath the basket, getting hit by Wendell. Of course, remember, a year ago, game number 2 of the NBA season, in Orlando, when I was there in person, Wendell Carter Jr. and Julius Randle has a history of being over physical, of almost getting into confrontation. There's a history there. The game against Orlando, they were chippy. They were nudging and hitting Julius Randle. And they were really butchering him down low. He was not getting the calls. Now, Julius Randle, in his mindset, I'm trying to look at all different type of angles. Again, I want to say this is my opinion, my thoughts here. And Julius is saying, I am a 2-time All-Star. I made the All-Star team. Look at his numbers that he's putting up. He is putting up some great numbers statistically for the Knickerbockers here. I'm not getting these calls. When meanwhile, Giannis Antetokounmpo steps on the court. He does a Euro step. He's getting called fouls for guys for less offense. Just people looking at him, they're calling fouls. You've seen the beard, James Harden had to change the rules because they were hunting for fouls. There's a lot of foul hunters in the NBA. And there's guys that are getting mauled. They're getting butchered night in, night out after game. This is 70 plus games already in the bag for Randle. And he's getting physically beat up. Give me some calls. Give me a break here. Call me something. I understand where Julius Randle's frustration comes from. He is out there, and also, this is going to come down later down the road. I want to, on the video, when we get to it as well, he has played every single NBA game this season. He doesn't take load management off. He is Mr. Durable for his franchise. And when he doesn't get a call by these officials, and first and foremost, and there's no one to blame, because I think everyone in this party has blame except for Emmanuel Quickly. I'm going to defend Quickly to a degree. I don't think Quickly has any fault at this here for trying to, in this instant. I want to get to the point where the officials, if you guys were so anemic and so putrid and so blatantly garbage, because you are garbage officiating, from the Minnesota game to the Dallas game with the Golden State Warriors, from the Miami Heat game and this Orlando Magic game, it boils down. Some people, these are professionals. Yes, they're high stakes career. And if your guys are not going to enforce the NBA rules, or you're going to be selective on, star players or ultra superstar players get certain treatment, and Lilliputians or guys that he's not at that level to get those calls, there's an issue. There's a problem. And this is the problem that's going to happen. Guys are going to get frustrated, aggravated. It's going to get to the point, and I hope not, where one of these NBA players is going to deck a referee. It's going to get to the point. I think we're at that precipice. Hopefully it's not Julius Randle. Hopefully it's not a Knicks player. There's going to be an NBA player who's going to lose it, and he's going to go ham on a referee. They're going to punch him. They're going to elbow. Something's going to happen to an official. I hate to say it. I'm not advocating for it because that's not the right thing. I don't watch sports to see. If I want to watch physical violence in sports, I go watch MMA when we cover it on this channel. I'll go watch someone throws elbows. I'll watch John Jones. I'll watch anything. Every week UFC gives us combat sports. I'll go watch that. I want to watch basketball. And my thoughts here, the officials, where is the commissioner? Is he too busy sticking his head up, social issues, asses, and not paying attention to his league, where these officials are horrible. Hold accountable. That 2-minute report is full. There should be that 2-minute report in the NBA that puts out every week. It shouldn't be that packed. It shouldn't be that full. Hold them accountable. I understand you got an influx of young referees in the league. I understand that. Kudos. You're taking some of these old officials who can't keep up and run up and down with the speed of the game, and you're bringing some young officiating. But also, you got to hold these officials accountable for some reason. Now, back to and it starts with that right there. With the league and the officiating. Atrocious. Bringing that frustration. Because remember, these athletes, they're trying to perform. They're trying to meet expectation. They have a lot of mental and responsibilities on their shoulders, especially with a social media aspect. When a player goes on social media and all he sees is name trending for the most hative, vicious commentaries. You listen, I know I say, sticks and stones don't break my bones, but you know what? Words do hurt. Some of these players, when they see the words, when they say they're terrible, they're trash, whatever, comparing them to false narrative that they're not, it will sting. It will bother. I didn't say turn the other cheek. You're professionals. You should learn how to deal with it. But when you see that over and over from all the different social media aspects, it does bother. Or when your family members see that, you might be the professional. You might be the one, that could block it out. But do your wife can? Can your wife can? Can your mother? Can your cousin? Can your brother? Your sister? Can they block that off? They're not trained. Remember, they're not the trained ones to block off the negativity that we as fans. And I'm going to put myself in that hat. I have been terrible, and I have gone against and I've had roasted professional athletes myself. And you see that in the social media, especially when you're a high profile player for a high city and your name is trending and you look at it as something negative. It does boil down to, again, and this is not being a Julius Randle defender or apologist or his advocate, because I am going to roast him too. I'm giving you both sides from my opinion, from my thoughts and my opinion, the way I'm feeling, the way I'm sitting here at this moment. And I waited a couple of days for let it fester instead of coming out with raw emotion and venom, just trying to be, and I might be wrong. And of course, this is my take and my opinion again. And I thank you, Steve, for joining me here and all the different people listening and watching along with us. But if you're Julius Randle, I understand. Maybe he's venting because his family members receiving the phone calls from mama. You, Julius, why are you this and this and that? Why do they keep saying this about you? And that gets that. You know what? When you want to disconnect away from basketball, from all the politics and all the minutia, you want to just have a meal with your families, but they're going to keep up bringing, they said that you this and this and that. It gets to some of these athletes. Think about that. Let's put us sometimes in our shoes. Let's put ourselves in those shoes of those athletes. I mean, my goodness, it's some of these folks here on some of these content creators. They get a couple of thumbs down. They want to threaten people. And they want to go, they lose their minds because, I got a couple thumbs down. And you know what? Sometimes in the beginning, I was one of those. I'm going to be honest with you. I used to get bothered if I saw, so what? Now I don't, you know what? I don't care. If you don't give me a thumbs down, so be it. I can't do nothing about it. Just don't tune in. If you tune in again and you still don't like the program, shame on you. I fooled you once, shame on me. Fool you twice, then shame on you. If you're not a fan of the program or the content or any other contents, if I go somewhere else that I don't like their shows, if I keep listening, that's on me. And again, I'm going to bring it back down to the NBA game here. with Julius Randle, seeing all the negativity. He has a young kid that doesn't understand. He has to explain to his young kid, to Kaden. We see him come down there and love his father, and he wants to showcase and be the best and win to show. And right now, that young boy Julius Randle is his hero, and Julius Randle wants to wear that Superman cape and take the team and win an NBA title. Do I 1 minute don't think Julius Randle wants to win an NBA title? I agree. I think Julius Randle wants to win an NBA title more than anything in this world. He's got, and it's not about the money, because he already got paid, and he took less money to stay with the New York Knickerbockers. He wants to win an NBA title. I agree with it. I think everyone that plays the sport wants to win a title, wants to win some type of form of a world championship and get paid at the same time. They won't have the cake they eat in too. Now, one thing that I cannot defend his actions towards Emmanuel quickly. I can't defend it. I'm trying, Julius. I am trying to give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm trying to be giving you the idea that you love to win, and you want to win, and you want to win for the Knickerbockers. You want to win not just for the city of New York. You want to win for the Julius Randle, for the Randle legacy, for the Randle name. So like that, not only you win here in this town, your son would never have to buy a meal in New York City again. He would be beloved because your father brought that title to the Knicks. And I know that. I know you're leaving a legacy there for your children. But I cannot defend what you did to Emmanuel quickly on live television. Because, and I understand if there was the heat of the moment one time, you let it pass. That's not the first time you've done that to your teammates, my friend. You did that to Evan Fournier last year. Let's not even go last year. Let's go back February 7th against the Los Angeles Lakers in Los Angeles. The way you slapped the video coordinator's laptop. And because he's showing you, listen, I need you to rotate. I need you. You know what? We gave up a bucket here. They're trying to put you in a position to succeed, to win, to make a defensive play, rotate, or whatever the situation they were showing you on that laptop. You slapped that your own assistant's coach laptop. Remember that. This is a history. This is a reoccurring history. This is the reoccurrence issue. As you see at the thumbnail of the video, you got last season you were restrained. Look at the way, if you look at the picture from Derrick Rose, his eyes were like, holy crap, what is this? When you were going ham on Evan Fournier, and you had to be restrained. When is it? And as some people say, well, I don't think Julius Randle will ever hit quickly or never put his hands on him. How do you know? We do not know when someone snaps how we will react. No one. So heck, some of us ourselves don't even know how we'll react when we snap. We don't know what is this man's ticking point. When a man verbally, and again, it's not attacking Julius Randle. He himself said he had a little bit of some mental issues, that he has a coach and he wants to calm down and breathe and ask for not just help, but he knows there's a little bit of an issue there. You know, he understands himself at times. How do we know that this man won't snap? I ask you. No one does. So would you be surprised if he would have put his hands on quickly? His own teammate? That video coach that's just trying to tell him to help him get in a better position. It's not reprimanding or making him belittle, because he's doing it in a timeout where the cameras are not even, the audio is not even seen. He's just showing him a video footage, and he snapped. Evan Fournier trying to calm the buddy down, giving him a word of encouragement. Or what the hell he said, because I don't know. I'm going to put myself on Julius Randle's side. I don't know what they told him. I know quickly when you read lips, he says, don't put your fucking hands on me. Yeah, he used the F word. And I'm sorry, I apologize for the F word. But he says that. And quickly he's just saying, I'm just trying to help you, to get no technical. That's what he's trying to do. Come on. Manuel quickly recognized how important Julius Randle is to this team. And let's face it, this team needs Julius Randle if they're going to achieve anything in this postseason and move forward. If Julius Randle is not there for the team and is not prepared and is not ready, this team is not going to go far. They're going to be put all the limits, all the ceilings that all you podcasters put on the Knicks. Oh, they're only going to the second round. They're only going to win the first round. This is why in this channel we don't limit the Knicks. We are #NoLimitKnicks. I don't limit this team, because when this team is on its own, when this team is on fire, when this team plays together as a talented group, play together, one knows their roles, play and shut their mouths, their ceiling is high. They could beat anyone on this team on the NBA level. You've seen it. They swept the Nuggets. Okay, they went to Denver and won. They have beaten the 76ers. They have beaten the Dallas. They have been the top of the tops on the NBA when they're together as a group. But when they have this discontent and this malice, this stupidity, because it is a stupidity or a lapse of mental concentration, they look like the way they look against the Magics and the Heat. And that's why I say don't limit this team. Randle is very important. Don't get me wrong. Julius Randle is a very important part of this puzzle in this 2023 postseason coming up. He is a very important. But I can't have Randle with these outbursts. Remember, we had the freaking president, whatever Worldwide West's role is. Remember against the Brooklyn Nets a year ago? They had to come on the court and drag Julius Randle off the court. When a front office executive has to grab him and along with Toppin and Johnny Bryant, pull him off the court because he was going after an official. I understand when you don't get the call. Now, he loses his control, his composure. Where in the world is the head coach at? This is where the advocate, the shield, the number one guy there that's supposed to have the players back, the head coach Tom Thibodeau. And I understand you have to jump in and you have to pick up technicals. You have to become a buffer between officials and star player and get in there and defend his rear end. Go in there, take those conversations with the officials. Get heated, get demonstrative, pick up a technical foul. You know what? Then you go behind closed doors to your front office, to your owner. Listen, I have to protect my star player. You know what? I don't make much money here. Can you pick up this foul? I'm pretty sure if you talk to Dolan on that, Dolan will pick up and pick up those $10,000 for those fines. I'm pretty sure you're protecting your star player. You need him on the floor. Also, one thing they have failed to do is sit down Julius Randle and have a conversation. Now it's too late. You only got 7 games left in the season. You're not going to bench Julius Randle here. There's no way you bench Randle here with the state. I don't care if you're playing the AAU basketball team. You don't sit Julius Randle here. You play him. But right now, at the end, I'll tell you one thing. Depending what the outcome is of the regular season, guys, you're gonna have the real hard look and talk with your organization what we're gonna do with Julius Randle, because you might have to take a step back to take leaps forward. Look, one thing great about Julius Randle, he plays every freaking game. And by the way, I mentioned that earlier in the video. If he plays all 82 games, he has a bonus, a roster bonus coming to him. He's gonna make some money if he plays all 82 games. Great. You know what? One thing, listen. When Julius Randle, when Julius Randle is no longer Nick, we're gonna long the days of having a power forward play every 82 games. Look at the Pelicans, and I'm the biggest one. You could say I have pom-poms and cheerleading the way for. I want Zion. I still wanted Zion Williamson on this team. This kid can't even stay healthy on the floor, and I'm totally wrong. And I'm the first one to admit it. Randle plays every 82 games, like it or not, frustrating or not. And yeah, I'm making points that's gonna look bad for myself. Randle plays every game. Zion Williamson doesn't. And I wanted Zion Williamson, and I still wanted Zion Williamson. Randle plays every game. He's out there. But I ask you guys, does his antics or his loss of control at times, is it really healthy for the Knicks? For an Emmanuel Quickly, for a Miles McBride, for a Quentin Grimes? Let's talk about RJ Barrett. And everyone wants to blame RJ Barrett for why Randle is going. Oh, if RJ Barrett will play better, if he were to live up to his being the third pick and taking over Randle doesn't need to go through these outbursts and maybe he's feeling the pressure. You know what? There might be some truth to that. I'm going to give you that. There might be some truth to that. But did you ever thought about maybe Barrett doesn't want to overshadow Randle because this is the reason why? Case in point. And I don't and I understand here because RJ was getting better and better until he got paid this year. And I understand his finger injuries and stuff happens. And everyone wants to now Barrett becomes the whipping boy here. You know, for this season, when if things go wrong, it's going to be Barrett who's going to get the whipping torches. And I'm not saying it's Julius Randle's fault either. Maybe we should talk about the player development of the head coach. Where's the player development? Where's the rules? You know, maybe there is something said that Cam Reddish, maybe there's some truth what Cam Reddish said, politicking. And listen, Reddish, I'm gonna tell you again, those that know me from the return to the Knicks know that I love Cam Reddish as well. And you know what? Can you say I'm part of the Cam Reddish hive? Maybe. But you know what? He wasn't gonna make it in New York. Let's be totally honest. He wasn't gonna make it in New York. He had his opportunities, he blew it himself. He looked himself in the mirror, regardless politicking or not. I understand his margin for error was short. We could go around in circles. Reddish did it to himself as well. He didn't do any favors for himself when he had the limited opportunities. Let's just go with that. Let's agree to disagree or agree to agree, whatever you want to call it. My point is here with maybe there is some truth to that from Cam Reddish with the little politicking here, because the minute he smacked that laptop off the coach, that's a coach. That's your fraternity. That's your guys in there that you protecting, that you brought on to say, you know what, you're gonna be my eyes when I'm not here. You're gonna be an extension of me on my coaching tree. And you did not say anything or do anything, reprimand anything when Julius, or fine when he smacked on national television against the Lakers, a high profile against the two biggest largest markets in the NBA. He smacks that video, that laptop, nothing. Ugats. It was quite, you know, guys, there's something problem here. You're enabling this kind of behavior. And of course, I'm not saying get rid of him or bench him. No, a fine. Maybe Tom Thibodeau and the front office did have a conversation and sat down with Julius Randle behind our closed doors, and we don't have to know about it. Be honest with you, they have to tell us nothing. Who got? But then it makes you wonder, why is he continue behaving like this? You know, being so angry to the point where not even his own teammates could calm him down. I understand if he's mad at the officials. I get it. Again, getting mauled under the basket is not fun. Getting hit. These guys are world-class athletes. 200-pound athletes going at full speed ahead. The NBA game is fast. It's quick. I can't even imagine how fast it is. I can't even glimpse being in there and taking the punishment from these guys. I can't imagine. I can imagine it hurts. You're bruised. You're traveling. You're flying. You're moving around. I understand your body's nicked up up and down the court. I get it. I get his frustration. But you can't lash it out on quickly your teammates, your assistant coach. You can't. Don't forget about it. This is the guy again who turned everyone off last season when he thumbs down the whole city. When they were cheering, he thumbs down. Remember that? When we wanted him out of here. This is not a second time that it happens. This is multiple. We're looking about almost 5 to 6 different occasions his outbursts. That's what bothers here. This is what makes you wondering, is this atom bomb going to blow out? What are we waiting for him to really choke out one of his teammates? We don't want that. Randle, show us that you're under composure. Issue a statement, issue an apology to his teammates. He need, you know, at least just for face value for the final 7 games. No, I'm one in all. You know, and listen, this is not. And you'll see that quickly. And of course, those that listen to me and watch me knows that I do all the watch-alongs for the Knicks games. And I watch all 82 games. And I'm up and down watching it myself and Chef Dan. We do watch these games. And I've told you quickly. And Randle quickly doesn't back down from Julius Randle. He doesn't get intimidated. Maybe that's what Randle wants, someone to be intimidated. Remember, listen, if you want someone to cater to you only, guess what's going to happen? We're going to have the Atlanta Hawks series again. That's why bringing Brunson in, a veteran, and Randle's not going to challenge Brunson because his dad is the assistant coach. His dad is assistant coach. Thibodeau, they brought him over here. This kid is born and raised in this Knicks system, pretty much. You see Julius defer to him. Listen to your point guard. This is all we want at the end of the day as Knicks fans. We want to cheer you, Randle. We want to cheer you. We want you to help us get this trophy, end this freaking drought that we have in our organization for 50 plus years. We're tired of losing. We're tired of come May, we'll have a 3-game, nice little 4 games in the postseason. Oh, everyone talks, and then we're back again and wishing and wondering for the next superstar to be on launch. Leave that for Knicks Film School. They want to do all these trades and they want to do all the superstar nonsense. I want to watch you guys watch along here. I want to watch along, and I want to see us go into the Eastern Conference Final, put no limits, go out there and bust our asses and try to get there to the NBA Finals and win a Larry O'Brien trophy. I want to win a title already. I do. And I'm pretty sure they want to win a title too. We all want to win a title. I don't want to talk about who we're going to get here, or the unicorns, or the flying, or the birds that give birth. I don't want to talk about pregnant birds. I want to talk about winning a title. I don't want to talk about the unicorn, the Loch Ness monster. No, I don't want to know who's going to come and play. I want to know who we got on the court and how we're going to win with this team. What plays we're going to call, who's going to hit the three, who's going to be hot, when are we going to feed, when the hot hand. That's what I care about. I can't worry about things that are not out of control and worry about picks and worry about, if we get in the lottery, maybe this guy might shape up. There's something we can't control. And I understand you do that because you want ratings, you want people to listen to your podcast, and you want to listen to other stuff. That's fine. God bless you guys for that. You can film school all you want. I don't care about the picks. I don't care about, if this conveys and turns. Yes, we'll worry about that when the time comes. Right now, we have a season in front of us. There's still games. There's 7 games in front of us. We're holding on to the 5th seed. What can we do against the Rockets to go forward and win? Not worry about if this picks, if we lose and we fall behind the 7th seed and we go to the 7th seed and we don't win the play-in, our picks, and then we get the Dallas picks. Nonsense. Then we wasted 82 games for what? What do we waste 82 games for? To go No, we want to play these 82 games to win. It's to win. Put our chance to win. I don't think the Knicks are going to win the world. We get to the NBA Finals. I don't limit my team. Let's not limit our team. Let's not put words and put a ceiling on our Knicks team. But we have to hope that our coaching and everyone falls in line. And listen, a kingdom that's in disorder is never going to go anywhere. This organization in disorder doesn't go anywhere, and that's what's a little bit of concerning. And this is why I made the video, because Julius Randle, his implosion is bringing this order to the locker, not just the locker room, to what it looks like a group of players that 10 games. Let's go back a week when they were winning. This is their second. This is a team that won 2 9-game winning streaks, 2 multi-game winning streaks. We see that the talent and the winning, and they win in different abilities. When they play, again, when that 9-game winning streak that they just finished concluding, they looked unbeatable. They looked like everyone knew their roles. That's why we're so passionate and we're so angry, or whatever the words you want to put on why our team is not winning. Maybe some of us think the sky is falling. Listen, Miami still has to beat us on Wednesday. And we're still ahead of them. The series is tied at 2-2 if they beat us Wednesday. I'm not looking at it that way. Go beat Miami and just take care of business. You got right first, you take care of the Rockets. You play the Rockets. The Rockets are going to come out hard and loose, and they're going to play with house money. They know the Knicks are in a little bit of disarray. They're going to come out there and give their best shot. For them, this is their NBA Finals. They're trying to and put a dent on the New York Knickerbockers here. They're going to go up. They're going to come, and they're going to get high up there. They smell that the Knicks are bleeding in the water, and they're looking to bite and devour a bleeding, a wounded team that's licking their wounds here to close out. They're going to come out. Now it's going to show the Knicks' character and heart. But let me be honest with you, is there a concern of what happened in Orlando carrying over and lingering in that Rockets game? I'm a little bit concerned because especially in the first half or the first quarter, if the Knicks come down by 10 to 17, anything from 10 to 20 points, I don't know if they're going to put the heart to show to fight back. I don't know. I'm going to be totally honest. The first time I'm going to say I'm concerned that they might not show the heart or the will or the intestinal fortitude to want to fight back here against the Rockets. They might just say, you know what, whatever, it's ending of the season. We just lost to the Rockets. We'll still make the postseason, and we'll turn the page. I hope not. I hope they don't take that complainsive attitude. That's a worrisome for me. That's what worries me when it comes Monday's game against the Rockets, is that attitude. Could it be too much damage? It's like, what are we going to get up for where we all know that Julius is going to act like a fool, coach is not, they're going to turn a blind eye, and I'm not going to, I make a mistake, I don't close out or I don't box out on one play, which it happens, coach is going to pull me anyway. I'm only going to play 12 minutes, and I'm talking about Toppin. I'm only play 12 minutes. I made one minor mistake on a basketball court, which everyone does. Everyone makes mistakes. No one plays a perfect basketball game on the floor. You get beat. You get beat for back cuts. You get beat, especially when you have a limited time. It gets magnifying. I'm out there running. You heard it from the starting center. I'm out here doing cardio. When you guys, and this is before Julius Randle's outburst. Remember that. You got the starting center coming out saying, I'm running up and down the court doing cardio. Nothing's featured towards me. They're starting to leak out. The warning signs are being leaked out in the social media by these players. I'm a little concerned. I'm gonna be honest with you. First time in a long time. I don't like putting limits or restrictions on my team or putting a ceiling on them. My team, let them go as far as their talent and their heart and desire and their calamity takes them. But I'm getting concerned when you start seeing that, not just multiple times from Mitchell Robinson. You saw the Cam Reddish. First, it started with Reddish politicking, putting that seed out there that there is some issues going on here. It's a little bit, and then you see the actions on the court. I'm asking you guys, are you concerned with it? I ask you guys, are you guys concerned with the Knicks here? I'm a little concerned. Listen, I don't think the sky is falling because this team fought too hard. There's too many talented players on this team. There's a hell of a coach who holds them accountable. They fight back. They fought back twice down by 19 against the Orlando Magics. They could have easily packed that in. They fought that game. They could have even won that game in the road. They fought hard. Just the fact that they show that heart tells me they're still engaged and they still fight for their head coach. They still fight for one another as a team. They still fight for the city of New York. But after a while, it's going to get to the point where they're like, you know what? Let's just wait for, you know what? It's a long season. I'm just going to pack it in here. Let's get, you know what? I'm going to have my summer vacation. Let the organization do what they got to do. And you know what? I'll start with this in September when training camp starts. And I hope we don't get to that point. I hope the athletes don't check out and because of certain attitudes or moods or mood swings or lack of a turn of a blind eye when it comes to the Knickerbockers. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm totally wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I hope they go out there and beat destroy the Rockets. Knowing the Knicks, this is going to be a 3-possession game. They'll probably win by a 2-possession game here, win by 7 against the Rockets. Knowing them, making us a little bit uncomfortable, knowing them, watching them for so many years. But a win is a win. I'll take a win right now. And hopefully they go out there and get a rocking chair game. We've seen them when they lead from wire to wire against this Rockets team. We don't know what it is. Hopefully these few days they reset, they retool, they revamp themselves, they get all the right treatment. And of course, this team is going to go as far as Jalen Brunson takes them, guys. As long as Jalen Brunson takes them. Right now, a little concerned. He's getting a lot of injuries, banged up injuries. Now his wrist, his ankle, his banging his knees. There's a lot, and it kind of worries me when a 6'2" guard like Jalen Brunson coming up a little lame, injured here late in the season. Randle's played every game. Of course, he has a contract, a bonus in his contract if he plays all the 82 games. He's going to reach it. Man, I big task. I didn't know I was gonna go live. Big task. I just did it. Just random big task. Thank you for joining me, big task. Sorry about that. I really don't do lives much like that, big task. But I just sat around festering about the Randle situation. And of course, I mentioned a little earlier with Julius Randle, but thanks, Big Task, for joining. Big Task, I had one of our big guys always joining us here in the chat, along with Steve Felton and Brandon Schultz and every other ones that listen to us here. If you're listening to us on the audio platform, because this is being recorded and on YouTube and also will be part of Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all the different podcasts you listen to. We really appreciate you guys here listening to me and vent on the Julius Randle, the TikTok explosion of the Knicks playoff chances, or the team chemistry. So that is the theme of the podcast as we continue the conversation here, as I continue to vent and continue to give you my thoughts here with the Randle situation. So we have these last few games here before the postseason. I know everyone wants the Knicks to set themselves up for 5th seed. Right now, I'm taking whatever comes. Right now, I'm taking whatever we take, as long as we're prepared. We're ready to go. Everyone's healthy. And everyone gives them their best opportunities. Then again, I mentioned it before and I'll say it again on this podcast. The Knicks, when they're healthy, when everyone plays their game, whenever it plays their roles, know their roles, and shut their mouths, like The Rock says, they could beat anyone. You've seen it. They have been the best of the best on the Western Conference as well as Eastern Conference. We have been 3 games from the Celtics. We have been the 76ers. We have been the top of the creme. And if this team is right and everyone plays their role, rebound, defend, and not turn the ball over, this team is in position to win and always going to be in position to win. So it doesn't matter if they're going to play the 6th seed, 5th seed, 4th seed, even if they're the 7th seed and have to play the play-in. This team, if they're right in their mindset, healthy, and with all those things I mentioned, they're going to be tough to beat. There's no, again, hashtag no limit Knicks. And right now, I'm not going to be like, I'm not here to, the Knicks don't have the luxury to say, I want this guy, I want to choose my opponent. Right now, because they put themselves in that situation. They put themselves in that situation. Right now, you deal with the hand you were dealt with if you're the Knicks. It sucks. Yes, there was times here when I said it on the watch along. My goodness, we're only 2 games out of 3rd place. I actually was delusional enough to say possibly catching 3rd place 76ers at that time. I didn't put any limits on the team. I didn't say, well, they're just going to go as far as 4 or 5. They're not going to. No, I didn't. I said, you know what? They look at what's at reach. And they were their own worst enemies. Just think about that. But you know what? I'll tell you this much. If right this time, and you said the Knicks had this amount of 40-plus wins last year, you guys would have signed up for it, like myself. Said, you know what? I'll take the 40-plus wins. It sucked winning only 34 games last season. So they're improved from last year? Absolutely. Absolutely. We know that they're even better than what that record shows currently that the Knicks stand in. There's a lot of different games here, lack of execution, lack of, whatever the case is. And that's how the breaks are. That's how the NBA, that's what makes us, as a fan, that roller coaster of an NBA season, ups and downs, the euphoria of the greatness and the highs and lows of an NBA season. So, let me ask this here. When it comes to the Knickerbockers here, we're just hoping Randle gets on the right page. The first 2 games of the NBA postseason, regardless, I said postseason, I didn't say it was playing or not, is going to be huge for Julius Randle. I hope he comes out relaxed, calm, cool, not trying to overdo it, overwork. He's going to get hacked. Let me ask you this. If you're an opposing NBA team, would you hack a Randle? Randle hits a hell of a good free throw shooter. Although Knicks lately has not been hitting a lot of good free throws, but would you try to frustrate Randle by fouling him and sending him to the line early to see if he gets that technical? He has to play within, quiet within his means, can't complain, and really get under his skin. See, you're giving something, what Randle has to realize, it doesn't look good for his own teammates. Fighting with his teammates, it doesn't look good. It also puts something on film for opposing teams to get under his skin, to bait him, to getting that technical foul and being a detriment to the team, especially when and again, I want to go back on the coach. This is a foul on Tom Thibodeau, and especially when you have not developed. You have not. I'll be honest with you. You have not. You have not developed Obi Toppin. So if Randle goes out, the team look like they're a chicken without a head because you failed as a head coach to develop Obi Toppin. Giving him only 10 minutes, 7 minutes. You look at his numbers log and not playing him. And then when he makes a mistake, you're yanking him. You have a short hook. You're reaping now. You're sowing what you reaped in Obi Toppin. And you can't blame the player. You have to blame yourself, your coaching staff, for what you have you sold into an Obi Toppin playing wise. If he makes mistakes, he doesn't defend them back court because you don't give him NBA time. You don't allow him to make 2 mistakes, 3 mistakes when you're winning. You're too busy trying to pad up your regular season totals and playing too many vets here. You're racking up a film where the kid is out there now playing on skates. He's afraid of making mistakes. He makes a mistake. He's right now putting his head down. He knows, oh, well, next whistle, I'm out. That's not a good way of playing. That's not a good mental situation. Not just him. You're starting to see it a little bit. And kudos to the kid because the kid is showing he has moxie with Quentin Grimes. Grimes now back-to-back 20-plus points games for Quentin Grimes. Yet again, there's so lapsing times in the fourth quarter he's not playing him. And I understand. We all love Josh Hart. We all love Hart. That was one of the best trades the Knicks made in years. It's similar to when they bought Derrick Rose, sparked the Knicks here. And what happened with Derrick Rose in that Atlantis Hawks series? He ran out of gas. He totally ran out of gas. And I'm thinking Josh Hart is starting to run out of gas here, similar to Derrick Rose. There's talent. There's greatness in those guys' players. I'm not saying the same player, but they're in a similar parallel. Just listen, just follow me along here. They play that same spark plug, high energy, who brings, and Thibodeau played too much Rose, in my opinion, especially, and of course, we saw that postseason. He had nothing against the Hawks. They bottled him. Josh Hart is starting to show us that semblance, remnants, because he likes to, and there's nothing wrong with playing with the veterans. The veterans know what they're doing, but you're here. When you took the Knicks head coach here, the Knicks were putrid. They're coming off of Fitzdale. You were here to develop a winning culture, winning program, or winning this, and that's part of that is developing players. You had some great players in RJ Barrett, who was the number 3 pick. Then you started bringing in Toppin quickly, so forth. Then Grimes was brought in here. You saw potential. You actually inserted him in the starting lineup. You have to develop these players. You got to make them fourth quarter. I understand if you win, you're here to win games and you're a result-driven league, and you coaching for your life here because you almost got fired and get by the 23rd game of the season. If that wasn't for that Cavaliers game, I think Thibodeau would have not been here if they would have lost that. But my point is, show that you're developing players here. You know, you gotta have confidence. You gotta find the next Jimmy Butler. You gotta find you pound your chest on finding these players and developing them. Develop some players here for the Knickerbockers here. You're relying on Josh Hart, which is fine. I agree. He's been a spark plug, but you have Quentin Grimes. Barrett regressed this season. You got to show us you're developing some of the young guys. You got Mitchell Robinson now complaining. And I know you like, and Hartenstein well deserved to play in that fourth quarter and play so far lately, but sometimes you don't take the temperature of your team. It frustrates us. Would you make us all happy? No. You're never going to make every fan base happy with the head coach or the manager, or when it comes to any other pro sports. They're always looking to fire you, looking to find another replacement, think that the next guy is going to win. Listen, heck, Joe Torre was criticized by the Yankee fans, and he won all those World Series. I get it. But coach, when things starting to boil down the way it's boiled down, from your rotation, your minutes, the minute police, the stuff on the floor with Randle, it all adds up. The social media posts, the comments in the post or in the newspapers from Cam Reddish, that's a lot of stuff starting to build up, and it's a little bit worrisome. It worries them. But you have 7 games here. Again, and I say anyone, all Knicks fans who wants to jump off the Knicks train, the train right now, we have a couple days off here before the train takes off. You get off the train. Seriously. If you're not going to be with this team, ride and die with the adversity as well as the highlights, you could jump off the Knicks train right now. The train is stopped for a moment until it starts gearing up back against the Houston Rockets, and we all jump on board on this train. And listen, I'm on this train. I'm a little worried with Julius Randle. Don't get me wrong. Again, I wasn't a big fan of Randle. Not a big fan of Randle, but he's my guy. He wears my uniform. He wears this team right here, the beautiful Knick jersey. He puts it on. He puts the laundry that I root for, that I love, that I spend my hardworking money, my time, my passion for. He plays for them. He represents being a Knick. I'm behind him, but doesn't mean I have to agree with his actions or his demeanor. But I'm behind him. And we want nothing but his success. And we want him, first of all, want him to be mentally happy and happy. And I understand that's why I didn't rip him and say, and I started off the video saying I understand where he came from with all the frustration. But then I say, this is where I don't agree with you. And we're behind you, Julius Randle. We're 100% behind you. At least myself, at least I'm going to talk about myself. I'm behind what you're going to do, what you're going to lead this team, help be part of this team. But a good leader surrounds himself with great men. Surround yourself, open your doors, open your horizon and your thoughts to surround yourself with great teammates around you, because those teammates are going to help you get to where you want to achieve, where everyone wants to achieve. What we want you to see you achieve is to win an NBA title. And I know you know that. I know you know that. I know that this is probably going to deaf ears, or probably never going to hear this. We know that you're going to win, but you got to let your teammates help you. And teammates, you have to support and help this player when he gives an open pass. You got to shoot, make the right precision. We know that you guys could play better than you are. And we know that, because we wouldn't be spending our time, our finances, our resources to root for you guys. It's easy to jump on another bandwagon of a team who's always constantly winning. We're waiting, and we know you guys are going to do it. We're just here waiting, and and again, if you're not on the Knicks winning playoff or this bandwagon or on this train, don't jump on when the train takes the station for this postseason. That's all I got to say, guys. That's all I got to say. That's the way it is. That's the way it's going to be. This is the way, plain and simple. So with that said, man, thank you guys. I wanted to give you my thoughts here on the Julius Randle situation, on my opinion. Is there room for Julius Randle to win? Absolutely, but it's on him. And we have to also keep in mind when we have our venom in our fingers, when we write those words that attacks not just him, but also remember he's got family members that's going to read these venoms, relatives, and it kind of bothers. It hurts. Words might not hurt the player, but it will hurt his other family members. So with that said, guys, thank you guys for this video, this short video, allowing me to come here on a Saturday night. Don't forget, Knicks take on the Rockets Monday night. We'll have the watch along. I know we're going to have the Big Task, because he's going to be talking to them, Big Task. He'll be there. We'll have Steve. We'll have all the greats in the chat, up and down. We are an honest participation program. Check us out on the live, on the watch alongs. If you only listen to us when we do the watch along, the podcast, watch us here on the watch along. You can watch along, interact, give your frustration, write it there in the chat. We go up, we celebrate together, and we lose together as a group, as an Orange and Blue Nation. And don't forget also, it is Saturday, and when we're recording this, go out there, call someone, tell them you love them, and of course, we'll see you next time here on the BX Sports JEDI Network. Return of the Knicks podcast. I am BX Sports JEDI Kev. Thank you again. Don't forget, hit that like button, share it, leave a 5-star review in your audio platform. Is on Apple, iHeart, Speaker, Spotify. We really appreciate it. We want to continue growing, and we'll see you next time here. Peace.